They score! They score!
Welcome to God's Playbook with your host, Father Rico Passero.
Lock at the 20, 10, 5, touchdown! Touchdown!
Let's play ball.
Friends, welcome back to God's Playbook. Here we are, as they call Halloween, or All Hallows Eve, as we prepare for two of the holiest days of our church calendar, an All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day. All Hallows Eve dates back to the early church, in which people prepared for just that, All Saints' Day. Some people in a secular way have called this, Devil's Night, or a Halloween, or All Hallows Eve. And throughout history, it has lost some of its spiritual roots and become more, I don't want to say evil in nature, but for some people, indeed, that's what it is. In the world of demon worship and Wiccan, etc., tonight is a night in which they call upon the power of evil. And I don't want to focus on that for obvious reasons. But sometimes for Catholics, we ask the question, is it okay to have our kids dress up for Halloween? Is it okay to dress up ourselves for Halloween? Is this sinful? Is it against the church's teaching? Well, friends, it wouldn't be sinful or against the church's teaching so long as it is, innocent and fun. If we're going to gather and worship the devil, that's a problem. If we're going to dress like the devil because we love him, that's a problem. But I would argue that for the average person, whether they're Catholic or not, Halloween has very little to do with spirituality. It has a lot to do with just dressing up and having fun. Now, the church used to dress up as saints, and this whole idea on All Saints' Day, or even today on All Hallows Eve, is a reminder to us of the communion of saints, those in heaven, those on earth, and those who await the kingdom. So this idea of dressing up first initiated as dressing up like the saints of old and trying to model one's life after them. Now you've got Mario and Luigi running around, you got vampires and Superman and Spider-Man and all that. So it's really taken a very secular turn. So the church's position on Halloween is that it's perfectly okay. There's nothing wrong with asking mom and dad, you kids out there, for dressing up in a costume and going door to door. Of course, we want to be careful in making sure that the candy that we receive is safe and wrapped properly, etc., etc. Having said that, there's nothing wrong with, it's not sinful, it's not, practice of worshiping the devil, this kind of thing. For some Catholics, though, they are scandalized by it and continue to have, their own parties. And I encourage those families that are having those kind of parties to do just that. Not to remember the negative aspects that some people have attached to Halloween, but rather focusing on the positive aspects of our faith, and also, again, just this secular holiday to which has been marketed by capitalists as a way of making money, especially if you're a chocolate bar company or you like to make snacks. But the idea of trick or treat, it dates back to this idea of, telling stories and fables and that kind of thing, as opposed to receiving the treat. Nowadays, you'll make a kid cry at your door if you don't give them the treat, if you're just focused on the trick, right? So even as a Catholic, is it sinful to give out candy or chocolate or goodies on Halloween? And the answer is no. The church is not opposed to it, again, presuming that you are just doing just that, enjoying people ring your doorbell or knock on your door, and enjoy passing out candy or snacks of any kind. So Catholics, feel free to turn your lights on tonight and give out those snacks and feel good about it. There's nothing wrong with that. However, the things we want to stay away from are Ouija boards, fortune tellers, this kind of thing, New Age, Wiccan, worship of the devil. Tonight we should be gathered in prayer to negate the power of evil, to go against what some of our brothers and sisters might do in inviting evil into the world. The sad situation of worshiping the devil and trying to give him glory for something that is not his due. So I encourage each of us as believers in God to also make sure that today is a day of prayer, and that essentially, just like when you have an election and somebody says, well, if you vote for A, I'll vote for B to knock out your vote. Well, what we want to do is we always want to be faithful in prayer so that we knock out any evil that's being done in the world, so we tip the scales in God's favor as per usual. So friends, no guilt, no shame in enjoying Halloween for, having a great time with family or friends, taking your kids door to door, or looking to see all the neighbors and how they've dressed up. Nothing wrong with going to Halloween parties. Not sinful, not wrong. More secular than religious. But we look forward to the next 2 days speaking about the trueness of faith in All Saints and All Souls Day. So happy Halloween to you all out there. Have fun trick-or-treating today. And your costume looks fantastic, even from my office here at God's Playbook. For God's Playbook, friends, I'm Father Rico. God loves you, and so do I.
If you like what you hear, please consider supporting us using any of our affiliate links in the description below via Buzzsprout, Ko-Fi, or GoFundMe. Thanks, and God bless.